Following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And in 2 weeks, the 1949 All-Star Game from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. Why, good evening, everybody. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for a Wednesday night. We are doing, actually, from Wednesday night, June 29th, 1949, the Brooklyn Dodgers and Philadelphia Phillies, third and fourth place in the National League, as we played on this 10th day of March, live 2021. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, the Yankees and the Senators from Griffith Stadium in Washington. It's a baseball-hockey doubleheader tomorrow night at 8 Eastern Time. The Boston Bruins visit the Montreal Canadiens at the Forum in Montreal for Montreal Canadiens 88-89 hockey, which was supposed to be last night, but Uncle Ron had a bad night's sleep. And Friday at noon, because it's a 4 baseball game week, 2 weeks in a row of 4 baseball game weeks, we will have for you the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York Giants from the Polo Grounds at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. So lots of baseball action for you coming up this week, and Monday night at 7 Eastern. Note the time, 7 Eastern. 4th of July holiday doubleheader. It'll be, I believe, Philly and Brooklyn from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. So how about that? So extra baseball this week with Joe DiBaggio's debut on the channel, and tonight it is the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies. Kurt Simmons and Ralph Branca, the lucky one, next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1949 tonight from Shibe Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is the 38-33 Philadelphia Phillies versus the 39-29 Brooklyn Dodgers. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so it's a nice weather night here in Philadelphia. 72 degrees, a wind blowing out to 6 to left field as Kurt Simmons takes his warm-up tosses. Kurt, 4-1 on the year with a 2.26 ERA. He's a baby. He's a lefty. He's 20 years old, making his 12th start of the year. He's a fastball pitcher and a ground ball pitcher at 91. He only has 3 more starts. He will go to the pen for the Phils at some point. He has made 1 start against the Dodgers. He went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, a run it was earned. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 6. And that game was on April 24th. His last start, June 23rd against the Pirates, so almost a week's rest. 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 7. Imagine that, a pitcher who can throw strikes in 1949. In 71 2/3 innings, he allowed 57 hits so far, 22 runs, 18 earned, 5 homers, 16 walks, and 47 strikeouts. I wonder if he got a sore arm. Those numbers are absolutely phenomenal. And this will be the lineup he'll face. It's a good one from Brooklyn. Pee Wee Reese leads off at short. Billy Cox at third will bat second. Carl Furillo in right will hit third. Jackie Robinson on his 29th day of June is hitting .400. He will clean up at second base. Gil Hodges at first will bat fifth. Olmo, not Elmo, but Olmo, is in left. He'll bat sixth. Roy Campanella behind the plate will go seventh. Duke Snyder in center will bat eighth. Really? Well, the only lefty in the lineup. And Ralph Branca, as I finish my cough drop, will bat ninth and be on the hill. Del Ennis is in left. Can't tell you what his defense is. I can't see it. Richie Ashburn is a 10-8 in center for the Phils. Holmig is a 3 and a 7. Buddy Blattner is a 3 at third. Grant Hamner a 5 at short. Miller a 5 at second. Sisler is a 5 at first. Stan Lapata is a 6 and a 4 behind the plate, and Kurt Simmons is a 2 on the mound with a .931 fielding percentage. Pee Wee steps in the box, a 10-game hitting streak. He's hitting .320, 7 homers and 52 RBI. And 2 weeks from tonight, the All-Star game will be in Brooklyn. Pitch to Reese is ball 4. Ennis, by the way, a 7 and a 7 in left. So Simmons, who walked 55 and struck out 83 in 131 real innings, that's only his 17th walk of the year. Here's Billy Cox, 217, 3 homers, and 16 RBI. Glad to have you along on a Wednesday night, both in game and on stream. Pitch to Cox is a snap throw to first, and Reese is back, ball 1. So, June 29, 49 is the in-game date. Pitch to Cox is a line drive to left. Ennis going back to the track. He'll make the catch. Pee Wee will hold at first. And there's 1 out for Furillo. Carl at .333. He's having a monster year. 15 homers and 73 RBI. Simmons would have to get some pretty fast work done to go the distance. He's only scheduled to go around 105 pitches. Runner goes, popped up, Ennis, foul. That was in the left field corner, and somebody from Woodbury, New Jersey made that catch. So 2-1 the count to Furillo. Throw to first, Pee Wee is back. Simmons was a bonus baby, I'm told. Just 2 years out of high school. Yeah, 20. The pitching coach was tinkering with his motion in 1949. Simmons would spend a long time with the Phils. Phillies told him to return to his former motion in 50, and all's well that ends well. Absolutely, Brad. Brad told me tonight that the Red Sox and Nationals, according to Fangraphs, have the most improved pitching rotations in baseball going into 2021. But both teams would miss the playoffs if you go by their projected standings. Pitch to Furillo. There goes Reese. A line drive to right field. Holmig will get it on a hop. Reese, who was going, will score. Furillo's going for 3. He's in there with his 5th triple of the year. And Carl now has an 11-game hitting streak, and it's 1-0 Brooklyn. So that'll bring up Jackie Robinson. He's hitting .400. 110 for .275, which is how you win MVP awards. He's hit 10 homers, 18 doubles, 4 triples, and driven in 58. And so with a runner on third, Robinson digs in. As Brad says, you've got more to look forward to in 21 than my team, with being the Reds for him does. I was surprised. Now, projected standings and $4 get you a coffee at Starbucks. The entire NL Central, according to Fangraphs, is projected to finish under 500. I can't believe that. When you play each other that many times, somebody's going to come out of there. Maybe 85, 86 wins, but 80 and 82 wins the division? They predict the Cardinals, by the way, to do that. Pitch to Robinson is a base hit right field. So Furillo scores. Robinson takes a wide turn at first and goes back. And the Dodgers have 2 on the board here in the top of the first. Here's Hodges. 342, 7 homers, and 53 RBI. No, don't take the projections too literally. It's just like reading the Street and Smith and Sporting News stuff back in the 80s and getting excited about it. As I said that, he types it out. throw to first. Jackie is out. They got him. He was on his way to first, and he was picked off by the lefty Simmons. Sisler threw to Hamner, and Hamner tagged him for the out. So the Dodgers get a bit aggressive, and there's 2 out here in the top of the first. Pitch to Hodges is a ground ball to Miller behind the bag over to Sisler, and that will retire the side. But Brooklyn puts home 2 on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It's Brooklyn 2, Philadelphia nothing. So here comes the Hawk, Ralph Branca, number 23, or 23 years old. He wears the number 13. Fly ball plus pitcher, which should be okay here in the big old ballpark. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, making start number 15 on the year. He's won his last 3 starts. He's pitched once against the Phillies and lost. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 5 and struck out 3, and that was on April 24th. His last start overall was against the Pirates on the 25th. That 3-game winning streak is a bit deceptive, as he hasn't won since June 9th. Against the Pirates, he went 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 5. So in 95 innings, he's allowed 99 hits, 16 home runs, 59 in total, which is how you're 3-6 with an ERA of 5.12. 54 earned. He's walked 56 and struck out 50. Went 13-5 in the real year with a 4.39 ERA. Here's a lineup he'll face. Ashburn, Whitey will lead off in center field. Grant Hamner at short will bat second. Sisler will play first and bat third. Del Ennis cleans up in left. Lopata behind the plate will bat fifth. Holmig in right will bat sixth. Buddy Blattner, without Dizzy Dean, at third will bat seventh. Miller at second will go eighth, and Simmons, who threw 16 pitches in his half of the first, will go ninth. So Olmo is a 6-arm in left, as we set the defense for the Dodgers. Duke Snyder is a 9 and an 8 in center. Carl Furillo is an 8 and a 10. That defense is pretty good. Billy Cox is a 5 at third. Pee Wee Reese a 9 at short. Jackie Robinson an 8 at second. Gil Hodges a 9 at first. Campanella a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. And Ralph Branca, not the world's greatest fielder, a 2 out of 10 range and a .913 fielding percentage. Ashburn, 254, a homer, and 27 RBI. Branca deals, and there's a ground ball to Reese in the hole over to first, 1 out. Olmo is a 2, range, and a 6-arm. So here's Hamner. Granville, we talked about him before. 245, a homer, and 29 RBI. Branca deals. Into center, popped up on the dirt. Robinson is there. That was a rainmaker that didn't go out as far as I thought it would, and there's 2 out for Dick Sisler. Not a steakhouse. It's George's son, right? Dick at 254, 2 homers, and 8 RBI. Only had 71. Yep. George, of course, up until a few years ago, the single-season all-time hit leader, until Ichiro broke that. Dick has only had 71 at-bats on the replay. And he lines that one to first. Hodges is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 1 at Shibe. It's 2-0 Brooklyn. So Louis Olmo. And in fact, this is his season debut. How about that? Is this a Stegman in the making here? 305 for Louis, a homer, and 14 RBI. He is 29 years old. He was called up last night. I've never heard of him before. He'll play 38 games for the Dodgers. After Sizzler's been he had double vision for the rest of his life and still batted 300 after that. That's amazing. If you're wondering about Olmo, left, center, and one game and right. Yeah, tickle me Olmo. Yep. So Olmo's first at bat, a ground ball base hit up the middle. How you doing, Todd B? So the third hit for the Dodgers, and here's Campanella at .316, 12 homers, and 41 RBI. Day ball Thursday and Friday. Yankees and Sens at lunchtime on Thursday. Dodgers and Giants on Friday. And we'll throw a hockey game in tomorrow night just for good measure. Pitch to Campanella. There's a base hit left center field. Simmons isn't fooling anybody. Ennis throws it in the infield. Olmo, Rick Keeler says, was traded to Boston. The Braves, I don't remember him being on the Red Sox, on Christmas Eve of all days. Merry Christmas, you've been traded. In 1949. Here's Duke Snyder, only lefty in the lineup. .273, 12 homers, and 40 RBI. Christmas Eve of all days. Wow. Pitch to Duke. There's a ground ball base hit. Olmo will round third and score. Campanella holds at third. Snyder's on with a single, and it's 3-0 Brooklyn. Goodness gracious. Here's Ralph Branca at .083, 2 for 24, 3 RBI. And then Todd B says Olmo was gift wrapped to Boston. Yep. Dick Sisler would later coach for Fred Hutchinson in Cincinnati and was Hutch's pick as his successor just before his death in 1964. Pitch to Branca is a bunt. Lopata will throw to first. Now, does Campanella go back and score? No, so it was not a squeeze play. It was just a sacrifice. So Snyder moves to second. Campy on third. 1 out for Pee Wee Reese. So Simmons, an opening 9 of 26 pitches. That's the good news. The bad news, an inning and a third, 5 hits and a walk. And all 3 runs are earned. The walk was to Reese, and he scored. Enough binary on that Dodger lineup right now. Pitch to Pee Wee. Ball 4. So Simmons didn't even find the script. So he's walked 2. 1 out. They're loaded. Campanella on third. Snyder on second. Reese on first. And Billy Cox is 0 for 1. The Phils could use a double play right here. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Pitch to Cox is a fly ball to left. Ennis will go back and get it. Campy will tag and score. And it's 4-0 Dodgers. For our friends in the Cleveland area, and there are quite a few who watch, the voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he did some time with the Indians too. Joe Tate passed away after a long illness at the age of 83. Here's Ferrillo. He tripled, drove home Reese his first time up, and scored. Yeah. Tate did. Was that a simulcast in Cleveland for the Cavs? Primarily radio, right? Pitch to Ferrillo is a fly ball to right field. Holmig should get it, and he does, and that will retire the side. But the Dodgers get 2 more on 3 hits and no errors. They strand 2. Tate was radio. Okay, we go to the bottom of the second inning. 4-0 Brooklyn. It'll be Ennis, Lopata, and Holmig for the Phillies here in the second. Ennis, .294, 10 homers, and 55 RBI. Branca deals, and there's a base hit left center field. So Tickle Me Olmo will throw that back in, and that's the first hit for the Phillies. Here's Stan Lopata, .256, a homer, and 9 RBI. Tate was there a long time, Brad. Mr. Gardner is late. He set his clock ahead already. We taped an episode of Digital Advice today. Episode 79 called You're the Inspiration. And it's one of those things that we talked about, that people might actually do a couple Cavs games on their tabletop or on the computer in memory of Joe Tate. Pitch to Lapata is a fly ball to right. Ferrillo will make the catch on the track for the out. Miracle at Richfield, 76 Cavs versus the Bullets. Here's Stan Holmig, Hollmig. He's hitting .321, a homer, and 12 RBI. How far is Richfield from downtown Cleveland? I'm doing well, Buck. How are you? Holmig, a liner to right. Ferrillo is there, and there's 2 out. So here's Buddy Blattner. Buddy at .375, 9 for 24 with 6 doubles and 2 RBI. 4-0 Dodgers, bottom of the second inning. Blattner into right field. Ferrillo will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. We go to the third inning. It's 4-0 Brooklyn. So Jackie Robinson hitting .402 will lead off with Hodges and Olmo to follow. Dave is getting ready to do the... Are you going to do the 70-71 season in shootout? Is that what you've decided? He's doing the 70-71 Habs. And Richfield is 25 miles south of Cleveland, closer to Akron. Now, that would have been incredible if LeBron James had played there, but by the time that LeBron went to Cleveland, they were playing at the Gun Center, or Quicken Loans Arena, or whatever they call themselves this week, in downtown Cleveland. Pitch to Jackie is a fly ball, right center field. Ashburn, 1 out. Here's Hodges. He's 0 for 1. Brooklyn 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Brad, have you run into Lorenzo? Pitch to Hodges is a fly ball again. Second verse, same as the first, and there's 2 out. I hope he's okay. Been way too long since we heard from him. Yeah, I hope he is okay. Here's Olmo. Louis singled in his 49 debut and scored. Pitch is a right back to Simmons, a comebacker. How about that? So no runs, no hits, and no errors. And we go to the bottom of the third. It's 4-0 Brooklyn. Olmo, by the way, was only the second Puerto Rican at the time to play in Major League Baseball. Who was the first? Eddie Miller, Kurt Simmons, and Richie Ashburn here in the third. Olmo just missed it by being the first by 1 year. Miller at .251, 2 homers, and 20 RBI. Oh, okay. I know that name. You could tell me, and I would go, uh-huh. Oh, yep. Go Dodgers. How you doing, DJ John? Hiram Bithorn. Pitch to Miller is a fly ball, shallow left center. Snyder rides the Schwinn, 1 out. Here's Kurt Simmons, .217 and an RBI. Branca deals, and there's a fly ball left center. Snyder, 2 out. So Branca, 44 pitches to get the first 9, 2 2/3 innings and a hit. Those numbers are better. He's just thrown a lot of pitches. Ashburn is 0 for 1. The lone hit was Del Ennis. Branca deals, and there's a base hit left center field. Ashburn looks for 2, but will hold. And then I'll bring up Mr. Hamner. $4-0 Dodgers, bottom of the third. Things you wouldn't hear on a Fortnite stream. No, that's true. Absolutely not. Of course, one of the most famous Puerto Rican players was signed by the Dodgers but never played for them, or at least in Brooklyn or Los Angeles. Hamner, base hit through the hole in the right side. Ashburn will go to third. Yeah, Clemente. Farilla's got a good arm, and the throw to third is not in time. The baseball card said Bob Clemente, but it was Roberto. What's the story behind that, by the way? I mean, the Dodgers never gave up on that kind of talent. Here's Sisler. Dick is 0 for 1. So runners on the corners and 2 out. Philadelphia threatening here in the bottom of the third. There's a line drive to Robinson, and that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 3, 4-0 Dodgers. Speaking of bonus babies, the Giants offered Kurt Simmons $125,000. That's a lot of money for back in 1949. But Simmons' dad insisted on giving the Phillies a shot, and he signed for just $60,000. He gave up $65,000 in 1940s money. That'd be what? $250,000 today? $300,000? Wow. So Campanella, Snyder, and Branca to face Simmons. Clemente was unprotected in a Rule 5 draft and signed by the Pirates, a light hitter at that young age. Yep, and the Dodgers just were loaded. So if you weren't with us Monday, here's the standings. St. Louis by 2.5 over the Braves. The Dodgers are 3 back. The Phillies are now 5.5 and have lost 9 of 10, but they won their last game. Giants, Pirates, Cubs, and Reds, who are now 5-31 on the road. In fact, they've won 5 straight. Don't pass out, Red. American League, the Yankees have won 5 straight. The Sens are 3 back. Cleveland 5.5. The Tigers have lost 6 straight. They're 8 back. The A's are 12, along with the Red Sox. The Browns are only 13.5 back, and the Shy Sox are 14. Who would have thought that the battle for last would be tighter than the battle for first? The Cardinals are 31-6 at home. So here's Campanella. He singled and scored his first time up. And this time Simmons walked him. Lost him on a 3-0 fastball at the knees. So here's Snyder. Duke singled and drove in a run. Lopata and Simmons have a powwow. And Snyder laces that one into right center field. Campanella goes to third. Snyder's got his second single of the ball game. And that will bring up Branca, who bunted his first time up. So Blackner and Sisler will play for the bunt. They did it the last time to move the runner up 90. Here's the pitch. Branca will bunt. Simmons has it. Throws to first. Miller will get him. It goes 1-4 on the card. And Campanella stays at third. So Snyder on second, Campy on third for Pee Wee. Pee Wee has walked twice and scored once. So Simmons, 57 pitches, 3 1/3 innings, 6 hits. All 4 runs are earned, and he's walked 3. Pee Wee still's got a 10-game hitting streak. Got him! He swings and misses on a curveball on a full count. And that'll bring up Billy Cox, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI. Runners go, and Simmons got him on a 1-2 fastball on the outside corner. Nope, those Dodgers don't cough up many leads, but they strand 2. 1, no runs, a hit, and no errors. Bottom 4, 4-0 Dodgers. So Ennis, Lopata, and Holmig to face Branca. Ralph looking for his 4th win of the year. Ennis into right field. That's going to go all the way in the corner. He's going to round second. The throw to third is not in time. And the Phillies said, I got a cough drop. Let's cough one up. I am. I'm looking forward to a full season. Hopefully the powers that be will knock out a collective bargaining agreement so we don't have to worry about 2022. Lopata, by the way, is 0 for 1. Pitch. Got him. Got him with a 2-2 curve at the knee. At the knees, 1 out. Now, Brad, not everybody is a baseball fan. Jeez. Here's Holmig. He's 0 for 1. Got him! How about that? A fastball, strike 3 called. So here's Blattner, who's 0 for 1. So Branca gives up the lead-out triple, and now he's a batter away at getting out of it unscathed. Pitch to Blattner, ball 4. So runners on the corners. Freddie Miller, who's 0 for 1. May the ghosts of 1899 Louisville haunt him. Till he remembers some guy named Wagner's name. Yep. We all have those moments on streams where we forget things. Walk-off safeties come to mind. Pitch to Miller is a fly ball right center field. Snyder will get there, and the Phillies get nothing and like it. Wow, a leadoff triple, and they cannot score. They string in 2. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 5th. It's 4-0 Brooklyn. That's right, Todd B. doing the best of, 75 through 85 league? Had a game on Action PC where the 78 Sox beat the 79 Tigers 15-13-11. Speaking of walk-off safeties, 77-82. That's a pretty cool game. Ferrillo, Robinson, and Hodges. We really enjoy doing the show, for sure. Yeah, today's show was very fun. Carl, by the way, tripled and scored and drove in a run. And this time around, he pops it up. Hamner, 1 out. Brings up Jackie Robinson, hitting .401 now. Singled and drove in his 59th run of the replay. Simmons deals. Struck him out. He got him to look at a 1-2 curveball. And there's 2 out. There hasn't been an Aunt Becky reference in about a month. Yeah, we taped today. Episode 79. Here's Gil Hodges. He's 0 for 2. Pitch to Gil. There's a fly ball left center field. Ashburn goes over and makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Halfway home on a Wednesday night. It's Brooklyn 4, Philadelphia nothing. Yeah, who knew? I get to tell a good story about Forrest Gregg in that one today, too. All right, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. Carl Ferrillo tripled home Pee Wee Reese to make it 1-0 in the first for Brooklyn. That extended his hitting streak to 11 games. Jackie Robinson, with a base hit to score Carl Ferrillo, extended his hitting streak to 12 games. And so it was 2-0 Dodgers in the first. In the second, they sent 7 to the plate. Duke Snyder Singled home Louis Olmo to make it 3-0, and then Billy Cox's sac fly to make it 4-0. Ralph Branca, 4-hitter through 4. Kurt Simmons, 4 runs, 6 hits through 5. So Kurt Simmons at the plate, he's 0 for 1. Going to try to go him as long as we can here as we start the bottom of the 5th. Into left center, Snyder will track that one down for the out, 1 away. So 69, clear skies here in Philadelphia. And the wind is right to left at 6. Richie Ashburn is 1 for 2. A single. Branca, 18 batters as the cat comes on the bed. 77 pitches, 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. And there's a liner up the middle. That's a base hit. So that's the 5th hit for the Phillies and the 2nd for Ashburn. Here's Hamner. He's 1 for 2. Of course, Digital Dice you can find on YouTube, Spreaker, where we tape the shows, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Dave and I will go through the stats every once in a while. Throw to first, Ashburn back. You know, there are people who listen to us on Zune. Honest to goodness, true story. Ashburn can get a pretty good lead here. We're going to hit and run. Runner goes. Popped up. Campanella takes off the mask and will make the catch, and somebody's hurt. It's Branca. So we'll have a pitching change. Rex Barney gets to come in, and he'll have as much time as he needs to get ready. Yeah, on the moon. Microsoft Zoom. So Rex Barney has faced the Phils 3 times. He has started against them twice. 7 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 3. He's 24 years old, a fastball pitcher at 93, and a fly ball plus pitcher. He's 3-0 on the year with 2 saves and a 4.85 ERA. Zune, Z-U-N-E. He last pitched against the Pirates, 3 innings, 2 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 8, a season high, and he struck out 3. 65 innings overall, 52 hits, 8 home runs, 37 runs, 35 earned, 43 walks, and 37 strikeouts. That's a bad joke, Brad. There was an unshaven guy in a trench coat around the corner of the local Kroger the other day. He opened his trench coat and showed off some MP3 players. He said, "Y'all got any of that D2D?" And Todd's response is, "Columbo, just one more thing, Brad. Just one more thing." So Ashburn remains at first. Sisler is 0 for 2. Barney says he's ready, and so are we. And there's a base hit into left field. Olmo will pick it up. Ashburn will trot to third, so runner is on the corners. Oh, as the bad puns continue in chat. So runners on the corners. Sisler on third, first. Ashburn on third for Ennis, who's singled and tripled. He's 2 for 2. Those earbuds were hanging pretty low. Brad will be here all the week. Please try the veal. Tip your waitress kindly. Into center field. Snyder going back, but he'll make the catch to retire the side. So the Phillies have left 7 runners on and scored none. 2 hits and no errors this time around. We go to the 6th, 4-0 Dodgers. So Olmo, 1 for 2, a single, and a run scored. Simmons giving me the fatigue warning. It's not been his day, although he hasn't given up a run since the 2nd. Base hit, left center field. Ashburn will pick it up. And that's the 7th hit for the Dodgers. A punchy bunch in the chat tonight. Campanella has walked and singled. He's 1 for 1 and scored. Still got 12 more outs to get here. It's not almost over. Into right field, Holmig will go back and make the catch. Olmo goes back to first. 1 out for Snyder. Duke has singled twice and driven in his 41st run of the year. Cat's cuddled in my lap, by the way. And it gets away from Lopata, and Olmo goes to second on the pass ball. So 1-2 is outside, and Lopata batted it around, and the count now is 2-2. So Barney on deck pitched to Snyder, struck him out. He got him to chase a 2-2 fastball at 93. And I'd imagine that they'll leave Barney in the game. He is 4 for 23 on the replay, 174 average. He has struck out 9 times. Simmons delivers. There goes Olmo. Base hit up the middle. Louis will score. And so Barney has a single. He's been signed to a new contract, and it's 5-0 Dodgers. So Simmons coming to the end of his night. 27 batters, 99 pitches, 5 2/3 innings, 5 2. Sounds like Lawrence Welk, dear Lord. 8 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Pee Wee has walked twice, scored once, and struck out. And he'll walk again, and we're going to take a look. The pitcher spot is due up 1, 2, 3, 5th in the inning. Too early for Constantine. But we're going to bring in Schoolboy Rowe. We got a pitching change. This game is coming to you from Shy Park in Philadelphia. So Schoolboy Rowe is now a headmaster. He's 39 years old. That fastball, and we use the term loosely, tops out at 81. And he's a ground ball pitcher. He has faced the Dodgers now 3 times. 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2, struck out 1, and has a win. His last appearance was 6 days ago against the Pirates. He struck out the only man he faced. So 6-1 on the replay with a 3.12 ERA. 49 innings, 50 hits, 2 homers, 20 runs, 17 earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 17. So 49-49. So Barney on second. His specialty is that 81-mile-an-hour fastball. Bugs Bunny is quite proud of that. Reese on first. Cox is 0 for 3. Is a sac fly and a strikeout and an RBI. And he gets hit. So they're loaded for Furillo with Robinson on deck. Carl is 1 for 3. He has tripled, scored, and driven in a run. And the Dodgers are going to be worth the new comedy material here if they get another couple in here. Furillo into left field. Ennis will go back to the track and make the catch, and the Dodgers leave him loaded. They do get a run on 2 hits and no errors. Bottom 6, it's 5-0 Brooklyn. So Lopata, yep, he should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. Stan is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Barney came in for the injured Ralph Branca. And, uh-oh, we've got a brouhaha. I believe Lopata's been thrown out of the game. That was a close pitch on it for strike 3. The 2-2 just below the belt. Barney got the strikeout. Lopata, who would need some of those calls, went to Gardner and said, "What's that? Metal Church is stupid." And so Gardner just said, "So are you, and you're gone." So that was a strike. You don't. It's a 2-2 curve. You don't argue that. That really is on the batter. So 1 out, and the Phillies will have to bring in their backup catcher. Here's Holmig. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. You might make that call if you're up 5-0. If you're down 5 runs, no. And Holmig, Reese on the grass over the first, and that will be the 2nd out. And the Dodgers, trying to win their 40th of the year, are indeed living by the numbers. Here's Blattner. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. There's a base hit left center field. That's going to hit the Alpo sign. Blattner's into second with a double. Lopata kicks some dirt on the plate. Said a couple things about Rush. And, yep, Blattner with that double. Here's Miller. He's 0 for 2. Runner goes. There's a ground ball to second. Robinson over to first, and the shutout continues. So after 6, no runs, a hit, and no errors. The Dodgers 5, the Phillies nothing. So the game's going to tell me I need a catcher. Andy Simonet comes in. He's a 6 and a 9. He's their everyday catcher. Jackie Robinson is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Rowe delivers, and there's a long drive left center field. That's going to make some Alpo. And they're either gathering some food over at Monmouth already as Robinson's into second standing for his 19th double of the year. Here's Hodges. Gill is 0 for 3. Yep, you thought the Dodgers were safe before. There's a fly ball to left. Ennis will go back. Makes the catch. Robinson tags to throw to third, and he is safe. So here's Olmo. He is 2 for 3. This really is a Dave Stegman story. He has scored twice on 2 singles and can pick up his first Major League Baseball RBI right here. Pitch to Olmo. To second, Miller. The Phils concede the run. Olmo gets the RBI, and it's 6-0 Dodgers. So a one-sided affair. Here's Roy Campanella, 1 for 2. Has walked, singled, and scored. Not necessarily in that order. And there's a base hit up the middle. So as we said, the headmaster has not pitched very well. Does he look like a schoolboy to you? He's 39 and 49. I wonder what the reasoning... he must have had a baby face like Cuddles Marshall or something like that. Speaking of the Yankees, it'll be the Yankees and the Senators lunchtime tomorrow. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And then tomorrow night, Hockey Night in Burlington, Boston and Montreal from the Forum. Maybe a guest appearance. You never know. Snyder's 2 for 3. He's 3 for 4 now as he punches out one into left center. So Campanella moves to third. Vernon and the boys getting spanked again. No, Mickey's in Cleveland now. So here's Rex Barney. He singled and drove in a run. 6-0 Dodgers, 2 out, top the 7th. And there's a fly ball to right. That's hit hard, but homing will get there. Stretch time, 6-0. So the Dodgers had a run and 3 hits and no errors. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. For Brooklyn, they've left on 9. Philadelphia, no runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they've left on 8. And so, who can hit a righty? There's a cross between a James Bond name and something from the Marx Brothers. Pootsie Caballero. I mean, doesn't that sound like a Bond name? He's at 362. No homers and 10 RBI. Barney starts the 7th with a fly ball to center. Snyder goes back, 1 out. Yep, pussy galore. Tribe fans here, too. Is Pootsie the first, second, or third? Wasn't the guy that ran SCTV, wasn't his name Caballero, too? I can't do a Donald Duck impression, I'm sorry. Richie Ashburn is 2 for 3. Rex Barney coming in after the injury to Branca, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits and a strikeout. Ashburn strikes out. He swings and misses at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's a second for Barney. My Ron Juckett impersonation is sufficient. Thank you. They're bringing in the Duke. So here's Hamner. Granny 1 for 3. Yep, I do a mean Ron Juckett impersonation. I really speak like House or Hugh Laurie with an English accent. Hamner singled his first time up, or one time tonight. He's going to ground that one to third. Cox across the way. He better hurry on the bang banger, and Gran is out by an eyelash. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Still leading the league in nose hairs? Yes, I am. We go to the 8th. It's 6-0 Brooklyn. Not like House, and more like the Prince from Blackadder. So now you can bring in Constantine for Pootsie Caballero. Thank you. Constantine is an 0-4. 3 saves and a 5.29 ERA. This is his 24th appearance of the year. He has faced Brooklyn now 5 times, 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs all earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 2. And is 0-1 with a 7.71 ERA. 32 years old, a knuckler. When he throws the fastball, it goes at 83. He last pitched against the Reds on the 26th. It's always a tough crowd. Apparently Wednesday's pick on Ron night. 2 innings against the Reds, 3 hits, a run it was earned. Overall, 32 in the 3rd innings. 42 hits, 27 runs, 19 earned, 2 homers. He's walked 22 and struck out 16. This is the 9th time this year that these two teams have played, and we are 6-2 and even, 4 for the Dodgers and 4 for the Phillies. Pee Wee Reese has walked 3 times and struck out. Hasn't even had to take the bat off his shoulders yet. He will now. That's a base hit to right. Holming will pick it up. And that's a 12th hit for Brooklyn. We are all Waldorf for Statler in the midweek. I told you that Brad sent me the complete or the best of Statler and Waldorf. They were really, really funny. What's the longest hitting streak of the season? I don't know if I can tell that mid-game. What's the American League stats? Not going to tell me right off the bat. I'll look after the game. An astute viewer thought that Johnny Groth had a 22-game hitting streak, but I never saw that pop up. So, Billy Cox is 0 for 3. He has sack flied and struck out. And there's a fly ball left field. Ennis will retreat back, make the catch. And there's one out for Ferrillo, who's 1 for 4. But that one hit was a triple, and he drove in his 74th run of the year. This time around in the right, Holmig goes back and makes the catch. Reese goes back to first, 2 out. So Robinson, 2 for 4 tonight, a single, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. He's now up over 400 again. In the left, Ennis. And that is foul. Well, yes, we do have astute viewers. There's a fly ball to right. Holmig will go back and make the catch. No runs, a hit. The Dodgers have left on 10 overall. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-0 Brooklyn. So Sisler, Ennis, and Simonet to face Barney. Branca, by the way, did not go 5, so Barney would get the win. Probably wandered over from Fortnite. Yeah, that's it, Fortnite. Sisler 1 for 3 with a single. And he sends this one to right. Ferrillo in the corner makes the catch, 1 out. Here's Ennis. Dell is 2 for 3. He has singled and tripled. This time a ground ball, base hit up the middle. And Barney is now hurt. But he says, I'm fine. Here's Andy Simonet. He came in when Lopata and Gardner got into it over a strike 3 call. Simonet at 291. 19 homers and 44 RBI. He hits a home run here. You can go to your fridge and open up a cold bottle of Maldito. Pitch to Simonet. Struck him out. So Barney got him on a wide strike. Gardner was indeed right, by the way, yeah. And Gardner wants to go home. He's got, some chicken in the air fryer. He's hungry. So you better be swinging at that garbage. Here's Holmig. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Runner goes, ball 4. So the first walk allowed by Rex. Here's Blattner. He's 1 for 2. Buddy has doubled and walked. This time around, runners go. Popped up. Robinson will get there, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit. The Phil Strand, 2. We go to the 9th. It's 6-0 Brooklyn. So Hodges, Olmo, and Campanella. The shutout is indeed intact. Constantine will get the inning. 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. Rex Barney would be the winner in the team shutout. They've stranded 10. And that's something you have to say slow. Team shutout. You say it too fast, it sounds like something you get at Taco Bell. I have had a no-hitter in Action PC. Jim Bouton, 64 Yankees. I forgot who we no-hit, but no runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Phils, and they've left on 10. Hodges pitched to Hodges in the left center field. Ashburn going back to the track. It's gone. So it's 7-0 Brooklyn. Watch that one again. It's his 8th of the year. I don't think I've ever had a cycle. If I had, I didn't realize it. I had a no-hitter by Catfish Hunter in the 78 Yankees playing Strategic Baseball Simulator, and those are the only 2 I've ever had that I've actually played in the computer's Quick Sim some. Never had a 4 home run game either. Olmo. Louis Dave Stegman Olmo is 2 for 4. He has singled twice, scored twice, and driven in a run. And Marv Rackley will pinch hit. Marv at 468, a homer, and 9 RBI. Constantine deals, and there's a fly ball to right. Holmig, 1 out. For Campanella, Roy 2 for 3. Singled twice, scored, and walked. Todd B. had one in Napa. Nolan Ryan, and it was a loss. Wow, okay. What year Ryan, and how many did he walk? And he had 1 in Strat with Herb Score. Some good years in Cleveland. Pitch to Campy. Struck him out. Swings and misses at the fastball. Mid-70s Ryan, so all over the place. Lots of walks. Here's Snyder, 2 out. Duke is 3 for 4. Has singled 3 times, driven in a run, and struck out. This time around, he pops it up. Miller, and that will retire the side. The Hodges homer gives the Dodgers another insurance run. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 7-0 Brooklyn. Rodney Dangerfield had a no-hitter once in Action PC. He stopped playing in the 2nd inning. Just no respect. Absolutely no respect. Eddie Miller, a pinch hitter, and Richie Ashburn to face Barney. Trying to nail down the shutout. Miller is 0 for 3. In the left, Rackley, not much of a fielder himself. He's a 2 and a 1. That'd be the opposite of a good dancer, right? That one will go foul. And the count is 2 and 2. There's a fly ball to left. Rackley will make the catch, 1 out. So who can hit a righty? Who can hit a righty? Well, by default, it's Bill Nicholson. Bill at 248, 4 homers and 20 RBI. Pitch to Bill is popped up. Reese, a long, long run. My goodness, he goes into foul territory and makes the catch. 2 out. So the Philly fans even applaud that. He must have ran 40 yards. So Richie Ashburn, 2 for 4. He has singled twice. Up the middle, Robinson behind the bag, and Brooklyn gets their shutout. A laugher. The Dodgers 7, the Phillies nothing. So 7 runs, 13 hits, and no errors for Brooklyn. No runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Philadelphia. Barney and Branca combine on the 8-hitter. Barney gets the win. 4 1/3 innings. My goodness, we had a game from 1949 that had 6 walks. Imagine that. Barney walked 1, struck out 3. Kurt Simmons takes the loss. 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked and struck out 4. And so Duke Snyder goes 3 for 5, and he will be our MVP. Presented by Digital Dice. All right, longest hitting streak. Where would I look? Right here. Johnny Groth did have a 22 game. You know who had the longest hitting streak? Marv Rickard. 18. Stan Musial with 17. So Groth had the longest one this year at 22. And I didn't catch that. Some names there I've never heard of. But so there you go. I knew you could find that somewhere. Rest of the day in baseball. Just June 29th, the Red Sox beat the Yankees. Ellis Kender goes to 4-8. Tommy Byrne falls to 7-6. Final score was 8-3, by the way. Tommy Henrik homers twice. He now has 22 on the year and drove in 2. Cardinals beat the Cubs 7-6. Wilkes never pitches well when I have him on. 7-4. Moncrief 0-3. Enos Slaughter 3 for 4. A double and 2 RBI. The Yankees walked 10, by the way, in their loss. The Pirates, speaking of walks, beat the Reds 9-2. Lombardi goes to 2-3. Erat, E-R-A-U-T-T, goes to 0-7. Ralph Kiner slugs his 29th. I wonder if he will hit 60. He drives in 2. The Reds walk 13. Sid Gordon, 2 for 3, or 3 hits and 2 homers in a loss as the Braves beat the Giants 11-3. Vern Bickford goes to 8-4. Larry Jansen goes to 9-6. Pete Reeser, 2 homers. He has 8 on the year, 2 for 3 with 3 RBI. The Browns beat the White Sox 5-2. Ned Garver goes to 4-7. Gettle 2-7. Sherm Lawler is 5th of the year. He's 2 for 5 with 3 RBI. The Ray Scarborough throws a 2-hitter. And the Sens shut out the A's 9-0. He strikes out 4. Shive goes to 1-5. Dave Philly, by the way, a 15-game hitting streak for the White Sox. Cleveland beats the Tigers in 11-1. Satchel Paige with a win. He beats Hal Newhouser. Vic Wertz 2 for 4 with a double. And that will do it because Brooklyn beat Philadelphia in the other game. So standings as we leave you on a Wednesday night. Daytime ball. Well, that's tomorrow's game. Daytime ball the rest of the week. Friday, 1st and 2nd of July. Standing St. Louis 2.5 over Boston. 3 over Brooklyn. 6.5 over Philly. American League, the Yankees 2 over Washington. That's the game tomorrow. Cleveland 4.5, Detroit 8 behind. Hockey tomorrow night at this time slot. The Bruins and the Canadiens from the Forum in Montreal. So baseball and hockey for you tomorrow. I'm Ron Zucker. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great night, everybody. Good night.